The third generation Mercury Tracer was all new for 1997, sporting an all-new aerodynamic design and serving as a replacement for the outgoing model which had been on sale since 1990. Continuing with a platform shared with Mazda, it offered a lot of features and targeted buyers that wanted an upscale but affordable compact sedan. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the third generation Mercury Tracer, an underrated compact car that targeted buyers looking for an aggressively priced upmarket compact sedan that offered good looks, decent reliability, and a high safety rating, all wrapped up in an attractive American package. So grab a watermelon cactus water, kick back, and let's get down to the nitty-gritty. The second generation Ford Escort made its debut in April 1990 for the 1991 model year. Adopting mechanical commonality with the Mazda 323, the Escort was virtually the American market version of the third generation Ford Laser, which made its debut in 1989 and sold in markets such as Japan and Australia. Mercury released its variant of the Ford Escort, the Tracer, with the second generation going on sale in early 1990 as in early 1991. The Tracer was a clone of the Escort, with its main identifying feature being Mercury's signature light bar, which was popular during the time. Whereas Escort buyers could choose a wide range of body styles, including a hatchback model, the Tracer was only available in four-door sedan and station wagon format. However, by its next generation, the Escort would also have a simplified lineup, just like its Tracer counterpart. 1993. The design for the third generation Ford Escort was greenlit for production this year. Ultimately, Mercury would receive its very own rebadged version of this new design, which would become the third generation Tracer. The redesigned Escort and Tracer would continue to ride on the 98.4-inch wheelbase chassis of the second generation models, which was derived from the Mazda 323. The new sedans will have improved structural bracing, which will yield 25% more torsional rigidity and contribute to a more solid and stable feeling ride quality. The second generation Escort and Tracer adopted the Mazda B-platform for the North American market. The upcoming third generation sedans would do the same and integrate the B-platform into their design. 1996. Production for the third generation began this year, with assembly taking place in Wayne, Michigan. The new Tracer sported a sleeker, softer-looking body than its angular predecessor. The new sedan was more aerodynamic and nearly 4 inches longer, which brought the overall length to 174.7 inches. And you could forget about the light bar, which was an outdated design cue the brand was beginning to abandon by this time. There was a slight increase in width and a slight decrease in height, which contributed to an additional 8 cubic feet of interior space. Despite the altered dimensions, the new Tracer retained its compact size designation via the EPA. Although the 1997 Tracer had fresh styling inside and out, it was not an all-new car from the ground up. This redesigned model still shared the same basic floor pan, and as we mentioned earlier, the chassis as well as drivetrain was essentially a carryover from the outgoing 1996 design. The 1997 Tracer was improved in 3 major areas, and the first improvement was under the hood. The old 1.9-liter 4-banger wheezed out 88 horsepower. Needless to say, it was underpowered and simply outmatched against newer cars. Even cars such as the plebeian Hyundai Accent and Suzuki Esteem had more power on tap than the outgoing base 1996 Tracer. As a response to stiffer competition, the old power plant was reworked and upgraded to a 2-liter overhead cam engine. Powering the front wheels, the engine cranked out 20% more horsepower and 14% more torque. The reworked mill featured a split intake manifold that included 4 small separate ports that routed fuel and air into the cylinders, faster at lower revs. Rated at 110 horsepower, the 2-liter engine was standard equipment for all Tracers and was paired with either a 5-speed manual or optional 4-speed auto. The second area of improvement was with structural rigidity. The previous generation Tracer was notoriously wiggly over rough pavement. One-piece body construction, a cross-car beam, and stiffer stabilizer bars fixed that problem by dramatically improving the 1997 car's torsional rigidity. The new model's more rigid platform allowed engineers to revise the all-independent suspension for more spirited driving. Next, engineers turned their attention to the car's fit and finish. This area was improved thanks to a one-piece body construction. Windows and doors fit better and were more capable of keeping the weather out. The instrument panel featured Mercury's integrated control panel, which was also utilized on the 1996 Sable. The ICP was a contemporary feature which reduced dashboard clutter by combining the stereo and climate controls. The single-unit ICP was driver-friendly and allowed eyes-on-the-road operation of its systems. Interior improvements did not stop there. Buyers of Mercury's compact sedan were treated to rear seat heater ducts and nicer upholstery and dashboard materials. The new 1997 Tracer was available in GS and LS trim levels. Mercury even offered a trio appearance package for the GS. Prospective buyers would get alloy wheels, a leather interior, keyless entry, power windows and door locks, and a tachometer if they chose the LS. Although serving as Mercury's entry-level offering, the new Tracer boasted more interior space than the more expensive Mystique at 99 cubic feet and 89.4 cubic feet respectively. Mercury designers attempted to separate the Tracer from the Escort by giving it a unique angry face front fascia and revised tail lamps, along with model-specific wheel covers. Other than those changes, the new Tracer was virtually identical to the 1997 Escort. The basic design and overall silhouette of the wagon remained the same as the second generation, but there was now a new front clip, side view mirrors, door handles, badging, and dashboard. The execs at Ford anticipated most buyers of the Tracer would select the optional 4-speed automatic overdrive transmission, but the slick shifting standard 5-speed manual made the 2,500-pound sedan quicker and more enthusiastic, not to mention less costly and more fuel efficient. Being an economy car, fuel efficiency was one of its primary objectives, with an EPA estimated 28 miles per gallon in the city and 37 on the highway with the standard stick. The automatic delivered 26 and 34 in the city and highway respectively. Many who test drove the pricier Mystique complained about its cramped interior and lack of rear seat space. Although the EPA classified the new Tracer as a smaller car, it matched the Mystique's headroom while providing approximately 4 inches more hip room. Compared to the Mystique, the 1997 Tracer provided its occupants roughly the same amount of leg and shoulder space. When the Escort was redesigned for 1997, some were surprised the Tracer would continue being sold at Mercury dealerships, especially given its low sales. Many felt as though perhaps the brand kept the Tracer around as a means for dealers to lure unsuspecting customers into Lincoln Mercury showrooms and then try to upsell them on the Mystique, which was also slow selling and not generally well received by the car buying public. Dealerships struggled to move third-generation Tracers, and after just 3 model years, the slow-selling nameplate was swiftly discontinued, with the last Tracer rolling off the assembly line on July 2, 1999. At Ford dealerships, the Escort wagon was also discontinued, but the sedan remained in production until June 2002. Once the Tracer was axed, it would not be long before the slightly larger and more luxurious Mystique suffered a similar fate. Now that the Tracer was history, Mercury would never get a compact sedan again. Between the Tracer and the Escort, it's clear the latter was the volume seller. Though the Tracer was marketed as the upscale variant, the two cars were still very similar in terms of content, appearance, and price. Buyers perceived the Escort as the all-around better value and thus went with that model instead. During the 1999 model year, Mercury dealers moved just 23,146 Tracers. Compare that to the Escort's whopping 260,486 sales for 1999. Although the Tracer was a slow seller, it offered the younger demographic, such as college grads and young families, a low price, decent reliability, and a high safety rating, all wrapped up in an attractive American package. Ford made an announcement in summer 2010 that the Mercury brand would be shuttered once and for all. But prior to this drastic action, the company had been planning a revival of the Tracer model. Ford had planned for its Mercury division to add a compact sedan based on the 2012 Ford Focus. This new sedan was proposed to arrive for 2012 and was slot below the Milan, which at the time was the most affordable sedan Mercury had on offer. The new Mercury was proposed to follow the trend of bringing back old Mercury nameplates, similar to how Mercury's refreshed Montego had brought back the Sable nameplate. And by this time, Mercury was done with its naming scheme that began its vehicle names with the letter M. With Ford's announcement of terminating the brand, of course none of this came to fruition. Rather than producing an upscale Mercury variant of the Focus, Ford instead expanded the Focus range by introducing the premium titanium trim level, which probably will have made a new Mercury version redundant. Let us know if you owned or drove a 1997 to 1999 Mercury Tracer. As always, thanks for coming out to the show, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until next time, this is your host Rob, and thanks for tuning in to Antique Tags.